Hey guys, welcome to day 8 for the 10 books in 10 days. Today we're going to be looking at the paperback rights and pricing. At this point, we've gone through the paperback details with your title and your description and your keywords. The paperback content has your manuscript uploaded and your cover finished and your ISBN number assigned. And now we're going to be looking at rights and pricing. Okay, so this is actually very quick and shouldn't take too long, so don't get stuck here. Okay, the first section here is territories. Oh, let me just tell you again, you're going to log into kdp.amazon.com. You're going to go to your bookshelf and select the book that you are editing. It might throw you at the paperback details tab, and you just need to go through save, go through the next one and save to get here. You can't click along the tabs. At least I haven't been able to. Hopefully they'll allow you to do that in the future. So I know this says complete. I've already gone through this once with this book, so I just, should say in progress for you if you haven't done this already. All right, first section, territories. So you want to select the territories that you hold distribution rights to. When we set up our title underneath the paperback details, we already chose whether we had worldwide rights or not, and what you hold, the territories that you hold publishing rights to. This affects the marketplaces that Amazon lists your book. Okay, so if you, for whatever reason, you can go and read more about distribution rights. Okay, if you were to do individual territories, you would select what territories, and that would have an effect on your expanded distribution, not your expanded distribution, your other marketplaces. Okay, when you do worldwide rights, it automatically selects all the marketplaces for where it's publishing and available. So with what we're doing, we hold, you've created it, it's your original work, even though it's just lined pages, you hold the publishing rights. So then underneath pricing and royalty, what I would do here, first of all, you're going to select your primary marketplace. If you're doing a book and it's in French, then this one might be you might select Amazon.fr to be your primary marketplace, okay? But I would do Amazon.com with what we're doing. That's the largest marketplace, so it has the most customers. And you will be distributing to the other places anyway. Pricing. So here, this book was a 100-page interior, 6x9, black and white pages on white paper. And so Amazon is telling me my minimum price to cover those printing costs has to be $3.58. So what affects your price, your printing price, is your book size, so the trim size. So if it's an 8.5 by 11, that's going to be more than a 6x9. The number of pages that you have in it, because that affects your cover size, and the number of paper pages that are inside, so there's cost there. And then whether or not your pages, your interior pages, are color printed or black and white. Okay, those are the three things that affect your printing price, printing costs. Whether your cover is glossy or matte doesn't have an effect on the cost. Whether you choose cream or white paper doesn't have an effect on your costs. Okay, so Amazon just tells me $3.58. So to determine what price you want to set your book at, a couple things. First of all, I would go to Amazon and I would look at what other journals or other books that are related to, that are going to show up, that are your competitors basically. What are they selling for? What is the market value for a book like this? Your audience is going to determine the price. So I can't say all journals are going to be $10 or $13 or $20. I can't tell you that. It's like saying all cookbooks will be a certain price. It really depends on your audience. And if you are putting up a journal that's kind of geared towards teens, the lower price point is probably going to be what where the general pricing will be. But if you have something that's a little bit more elegant for adults, you could probably get away with a higher price point. If you have a journal that's not just lines, but maybe it's prompts inside, maybe there's a process or progression that you're bringing your reader through, even though it's a journal, that might justify a higher price point as well. Look at what your competitors are doing or what other books in that marketplace on Amazon, on that landing zone, for your ideal place for your book to show up, where you're aiming for it to show up based on your keywords. Look and see what the average price is for that. What I would do is start your price low. You can change your price after it's live. I would start it on the low end to get some sales and maybe even be the lowest price. You will have your own listing, and the reason I would probably start lower would be to try to generate sales, because when you generate sales, you can get some momentum, which will help with your rank. And the lower the more sales momentum you have, the better rank you have, and the more higher up your book will show on the search results page. So hopefully you can get onto page 1 organically from sales that you have and the keywords. So getting sales, especially when you're starting out, is really important because it can help set your book up for success. So a lower price point can help generate sales rather quickly. Ads can help as well, but we're not going to get into that. That's beyond the scope of this class. So I would start on the lower end. If most books are selling between $10 and $15, then maybe I would start my book at $10 or $9, somewhere in there. And then once I get some sales, slowly raise up the price. You can totally test this, play with it. These books, there's no cost, guys. You're not paying for inventory. You've only paid for your time, which I totally agree. Time is money and it's very valuable. Don't devalue yourself. But here's the thing. Once you get this workup of this book being live, you never ever have to create this journal again. It's not like you're buying inventory and sending it into Amazon. You don't have to go, once that's sold, go find more to send in. The work is totally done. So the ratio of time to profit changes the more sales that you get, and over time. You never have to put more time into creating this book. You never have to create this journal again. Okay? So you might have put 10 hours into creating it right now, but ultimately, and that might be a lot if you don't have any sales the first day, but a month down the road, maybe you start getting some sales momentum, and then it just gets more and more and more. And that 10 hours you put in, you're actually getting paid a whole lot more for it. So just keep that in mind with your pricing. Okay, test it out, try to get some sales momentum at the beginning, and then slowly raise your price up to get to your sweet spot. All right, so I'm gonna just put in $12.97, whoops, to show you what happens here. So it's giving me what the royalty rate is. They take the printing costs, tells me that, and how much I'm going to get per sale. And then if I choose expanded distribution, that means that the book will be available, or can be available, through other bookstores and other online retailers. It can be available through libraries. Then you click on expanded distribution. There are issues with this. I posted in the group because certain sizes with different colored pages don't work for expanded distribution. And I think it was like 8.5 by 11. The cream pages don't work, but the white pages do. So there's a link in the group on this. Okay, so pay attention to that. Your rate goes down when it's expanded distribution. And the other thing is that when you change if you change anything like your description or your keywords or your price, it only takes a few days, maybe a week or two. I'm trying to remember what they said for Amazon.com, but it's like 6 to 8 weeks for it to make those changes in the expanded distribution books. So just keep that in mind if you're playing with your price point, that there is some time before it actually goes into effect. Then these are the marketplaces that are just shows you what the royalties will be for the other marketplaces, since we chose worldwide rights. Okay. Then you're going to come down here, just tells you that your book, it can take up to 72 hours. I've had it take a little bit longer for your book to be available for purchase. And until then, it's in review, and you cannot make any changes while it's in review. Okay, you can't edit it. So by clicking publish, you are agreeing to their terms. Before you click publish, order a proof copy. Okay, so to order a proof copy, I highly recommend this because especially if you've never seen their books before. Okay, The first book that we got was, not the first one, but one of the books that we got, what was it? The Springform Pan Recipes book. When we got that, the font was larger than we thought. It didn't lay out as nicely as we thought it did, even though we looked through the previewer. It just looked different in print and we didn't like it. I also didn't like the cover being matte. So you're able to make those changes once you see the proof copy. It's just really good to see, especially if you've never done it before. You can order up to 5 copies at a time of your proof, and it's $2 for this book. It's $2.15 plus shipping. It doesn't say that anywhere, but here I'm going to order, my marketplace is .com, so it's going to be $2.15 for this particular book plus shipping, and I can order up to 5 of them. If you need more than that for some reason, I was working with the co-op for the high school students, and there were 10 kids in the class. I needed more proofs because we actually didn't publish that book for various reasons, but I wanted them to all have a copy of it. So I ordered 10, and the way that I did that was I ordered 5, then I went back and resubmitted the book, and then it allowed me to order 5 more. So anytime you make changes, you can order more proof copies. I didn't make any changes, but I did resubmit it, so that set this back to letting me order 5. The other thing to keep in mind is that a proof copy is not the same as an author copy. The proof has the words proof on the back page. I have received proofs that don't have that, but it's supposed to, so expect it to. Author copies I think are a little bit more, but not much more. I think that's it for the proofs. So the last step, guys, once you've ordered your proofs, I would look at them before you publish, unless you're really confident with these journals. You're probably fine because there's no font that you're looking at. You could order your proofs, publish the book. You can always unpublish the book. You can republish a new book, so it's up to you if you want to wait on these journals to get your proof copy before you actually publish it. For a chapter book where you have fonts and the layout is a little bit more important and noticeable if it's incorrect, I would wait to receive the proof before you publish your paperback, and it can take 5 to 7 days for the proof to come. So next thing, you just publish your paperback book and you are ready to go. So that's it for the KDP dashboard. Post your questions in the group. We will be there to help you answer them. And I think Hallie will be posting the homework, which will be, you guessed it, start getting your books published. Okay? Thanks, guys.